I'm just using some cadmium yellow, same basically as we did for the sky. You don't want to be too bright, it wants to be brighter in here, brighter in this spot, and then more yellow as it comes out. So again, I'm just being careful to keep that colour flowing throughout this painting, but again, don't be touching that blue down there, it'll kill your world. And you'll be blaming me for that then. Yeah, just make sure you don't touch that blue. That's crucial, mega important thing. We're going to have stuff covering that anyway, but whatever's left will just show through enough. Now I've run out of colour, I'm going to be gentle. And I'm just going to put a little bit of that yellow everywhere in there. But still leave some of the lighter spots. Don't kill it all. Bring a little bit of it over into this side like we did for that. Be very, very careful. Right, I'm going to go back to my brush with the orange on. With that yummy orange colour going on. And then I want this to be the similar tone to that. It's got to be, but it only starts here. Because we've got some more stuff, we've got a little bit of movement with the water there as well. So I'm just working it in my mind, how I'm going to approach it. Oh, that's sweet, is that, because it comes right up through there. Right, so. Make it a bit brighter. Now I want to follow that around this as well. See that, just in there, but I'm leaving bits of light and stuff in there also. So we've got some variety of shades, of the light shining through there as well. This is an important part to do. It's doing this prep work here will pay off. Now just underneath this, I'm going to push with pressure. See that? I'm just pushed with pressure underneath there. And allow it to come along. And again, I'm going to have some water coming up in there, so this actual orange will act as a separator and stop the yellow turning green, which is a cool thing. Now, just in this corner, even though we're going to have a slight reflection for this, it only peeks through, does the reflection, so I can pull straight from the outside in, and it leaves a lovely feathered edge. Same thing you can do on this side here. Pull just a bit of that coming through. I want to leave this part here. I don't want to destroy that light that I've got in there, but I can still come slightly. If anything, that helps the light to stand out more when you do that. Sweet. Right then. I'm going to now use a filbert brush again with that same yummy orange that we've got, but I might actually add a tiny bit more yellow to that. There. Oh, that's good. And then around the rocks there's actually a glow. Really lovely glow. I might get a bit more yellow even with that. See how I test it first? Give it a tester first. You can always apply more yellow. The red usually overtakes the yellow. It's so much stronger, so much more powerful. So again, in there with that. Yeah, that's better. And I'm just using the filbert to create these little shapes. All along the edge you've got them. That's going to be straight dark on the top, we don't have it. It's more or less all on the right hand side of these rocks, but I'm not going to overdo it. It has more effectiveness when you just do it on a few. smidgen in there as well. As it comes away from it, it's actually got a bit more red in it, in the glow. Now, we're going to separate two layers here by putting some of this glow on the top of here. And then when we put this dark in, I'll tap and actually create a layer so that we've got one rock in front of another. Now you probably won't see what I'm on about at all at the moment, but when I start doing it, then you will realise. Cool. Don't matter if you come slightly over it either. See how I'm blending behind that now? So you've got some of this colour all in this rock, just in here. Some of this lovely reddy, orangey colour. Even there, I want to pull that back. It's an important part of this painting, what I'm doing here, for this orange. It really makes the painting, I think, so I spend more time on that than I probably have on the whole sky. The sky is pretty straightforward and pretty easy to do. Even now, we can, if we decide to, we can still go back into that as well, so there's never no stress or no worries. And then just in here where this light shines through here, there's a really lovely, in fact I might get a bit more crimson in for that. There. See that? It's really lovely intense orange. Might even get away with a tiny bit of white in with it as well. Just so that it stands out, yeah. That's about right. Now come around that corner. Do that. That is in silhouette, that opposite side. See, you can see how I'm planning this out in my mind as I'm doing it. It still wants to be quite dark as that edge, so I don't want to worry too much about that. I can put some of that orange in there. The majority of it's going to be black, to be honest, over here. It's just that I can put this colour in first and then bring a bit of light into it once I put the dark in. Using this orange as a separator. And it actually comes out right out to about there and then turns really dark again. Yeah. Proper silhouette now over there. They're just going to be dark. Only difference, this one actually comes down to about there. So I wanted to just put that glow in first. Cool. So much fun, I tell you. I really love doing these with all the yummy colours. Just getting a bit more of that dark. I've kept this dark brush from the start because I knew I'd step back and I'd see something that I wanted to change. And just up in here there's a bit more of a shadow above this cloud. Just in there, and it's quite a bit darker than the rest. But I want to gently, as I'm putting it in, I just want to gently blend it as well. And then it'll get softer as it goes towards the sunny area. See that? It's cool. Just there. That's smart. Again, when I use that, I always go back, clean brush, and just soften it and blend it. So there's no brush strokes hardly showing at all. Then I need to go back, orange. These are just things that I've spotted basically that I want to change slightly. A bit more orange just up in there. It makes that glow stand out so much better. That glow. And also just behind here, there's more orange coming through than I've got. Even there I can do it. Should be careful. Just like little stringy clouds on the horizon there. See that? I love doing that. It's great fun. Right, so now I'm at a really, really cool stage. I'm just going to finish this sky. Just want to put a bit of orange just up in that part. Maybe a smidgen of it just in there. That's enough. Let me get a bit more of the red into that actually. There. A bit more of that red colour going on. Right, again, back to my big blender. And I can just gently Allow that to be soft up there. Cool. I want it to be darker up there, you see, that orange. I don't want it to be like it is down here, really vibrant and bright. And it'll draw your eye into the centre as well. I'm just going to blend this a smidgen more, so it's a bit softer. There, that's better. Cool. Same again, that same brush that we've been using for the orange, tap it out, because I picked a bit of the blue up. You can go back into that lovely crimson and yellow and the bright red, and I just want to indicate this being much stronger in tone. So I'm just going to come along and make it more vibrant, and then also I want that vibrancy to continue on right through into here. So I'm just going to push a bit of that, and then as you come into the centre I want it to be lighter. Again, darker on the edges, lighter in the centre. So you can even come back into them and just darken that side off. I want you to notice that these lines that I'm using, I'll be bringing some ripples into the sand, and these will really help that effect. I'm going to put some of that orange behind there as well. Something about like so, and then I can bring this on now. I want it to be a bit more orange but not too much. It's mixed with the liquid white now. That's going to come right through there. While I'm working with this orange, also I want to just get a bit of yellow, a bit more yellow with that red and crimson that I used. And then just in here where I've got this lovely thing, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag it from there straight in. So what you're doing is you're integrating this orange colour into this blue. I'm tapping out on a paper towel, and then I'll come back and do the same again. This is the beauty of wet on wet, because I'm using the liquid white that's underneath there. See, like where I've put that colour on, I can actually use that colour and just again straight into it, and it'll integrate it in there without dirtying it too much. So I don't want loads of it, I just want a little strip of orange just going into it slightly. Same again, do a bit brighter in there. And it doesn't matter that you pull a bit out, a bit of the blue, because then you can actually use that to create ripples. But I'm going to do that with a fan brush. It's a lot easier with a fan brush and it works so much better. Now again, we've got this lovely area. Just allow it to mix with the liquid white a bit there. See that? And then you can pull out some little ripples that way for the sand, and you can also do the same there. Just pull it in, tap it out now and again, because you will pick up that blue. There. Delicious. Also we've got quite a big one coming into it just here. So again, I'll tap the brush off, and then I can come back and just let that out to there. Right. I'm not going to work too much with them ripples for the moment. I just wanted to get some sort of organisation with it, so I've got it going in my mind how it's going to work. Now straight away I'm going to mix with the brush phthalo blue, cerulean blue and crimson. A really lovely lavender colour. Dark though, I want it to be good and dark, so I haven't got too much of the cerulean in there, because cerulean's quite an opaque blue. It's not a transparent blue as phthalo blue is, very transparent. Right, so it's a really lovely dark purple. Now the liquid white that's on there will be just enough to make you be able to see the colour. So with that colour, see in there, it starts to mix with the liquid white. So first of all, I'm just going to paint around these edges of this. See, I always keep seeing stuff as I'm going. I know that this glow here wants to come further on, so I'm just going to put more of that orange in there. And we and Stu were talking about it as well, and it needs more crimson. It's always good to have other people there for input. It needed more crimson in this area. It was orange, but it's still, you could just see that it had more of the crimson in there. Just in that part. Don't let it come past that. Just using a 1 inch, you could use a smaller brush for this. You'd have more control. But I'm not worried because, like I said, I know that this is going to be very, very dark. So then I can come round this edge and then gently, just very subtle. I'm not putting pressure on there, really being gentle. I just want to integrate a bit of this dark for this top edge, just in there. I'll work on the top, but I'm not going into that. I don't want to destroy that lovely glow. I just want, what I will do is tap this colour and it'll mix with that, and it'll gradually mix. But we don't want to get too far ahead yet, do we? There. See, to you guys this probably looks just straight black, but trust me, it's not. It's not straight black at all. It's just a lovely lavender, but it is dark, definitely very dark. A bit of this light goes up into there, so I'm going to draw a line actually. Just draw a line in there for where the light goes up into that, and then this edge here is more or less just black, and it'll leave that little glowing area in that centre. Don't come down too far. That's as far as I want to come with that. You can actually just give yourself a little indication if you want by doing so, by doing that. Right. I know that this here actually comes right through to about there. Cool. Don't have to be perfect on the bottom edge, don't worry about that. Now, again, a bit of dark up to that glow, so we can just tap that together. And then over here, it's going to mix slightly with this orange, but what I'll do is I'll use the black, and then here and there I'll just leave that glowing part still in there. See, just like on that corner, and just on the top as well, just below it. These, as they go away from this light source, they become more or less just straight silhouette then. There. It's a lovely painting to do though, is this. Leave some on the left hand side of the rocks. See some of that orange? Now look like this light from here is just hitting that side of it. Again, you don't always have to do this with a fill, but you could use a smaller brush, like Torben does, to get their control. But when you get used to it, you can get away with using a big brush like this, like I do.